I am going to use LeadDeck to, let me see here. Let me just make sure I've got everything. Yeah, okay. I'm going to be using LeadDeck to live prospect expired listings. So here's what I've done in advance of. I had myself muted because I'm a knucklehead. Talking with my buddy, and then I didn't unmute myself. So the plan for today is as follows. I'm going to use LeadDeck to live prospect expired listings. This is in no way me endorsing you should do this. I'm doing it to demonstrate what you can do with the tool, and I'm going to be very strategically reaching out to, folks that I wouldn't mind listing their property. And honestly, this was inspired by the fact that I have a property listed that was a previously expired listing, and also the listing agent of that previous expired listing is pretty prestigious and renowned in my market, and he didn't sell it. And I'm hoping by the end of the day today, we'll have 2 offers on it. Okay, so like that was part of the inspiration, at least, on some level. What I have done in advance of this is simply went into my MLS and exported a list of expireds. They are in my county. They are single family residential, and they expired the last 1/3 of 2025. So they expired somewhere between they expired from September to the end of the year. And I just pulled that list in my MLS. I exported it in a format that has street address, city, state, and zip, which is all you need to use the import function on LeadDeck. I'm going to import them, and then I'm going to start tapping away on my phone to see if we can get any of them engaged, and who knows what'll happen here. These are unscripted and off the cuff, and I have about 100 of them. I definitely won't get through all 100 today, but I will get all through 100, and then I'm going to report back. I reached out to 100 expireds using LeadDeck, and here's what happened. So any questions before I go? Mark, go ahead.
Josh,
yes.
Can you go from a certain price point? Can you use
Okay, so good question. Just some filtering recommendations. Number one, you choose whatever you want, but things that you definitely want to include or exclude are new construction. So I went county. Well, would it be helpful if I show a quick? Let me know in the chat. If I get at least 3 yeses, I'll take 2 minutes and I'll show how I filtered for the expireds. So I got a yes. Come on. 3. Okay, there we go. All right, so real quick. And I could do a deeper dive on this at some point as well. But I'm in Bright MLS. Most MLSs have similar functionality. You may have to play around a little bit to get to, if you're using LeadDeck, for some reason I have to go incognito to log into Bright. I don't know why. In some MLSs, you may have to play around with the export function or the export option. There can be a little bit of a learning process. If you're using LeadDeck and you want to work the expired or use the expired import lead functionality and you're struggling with that, just let us know and we'll figure that out together. So what I did in this case is I want Cumberland County. I want expired. I didn't even do canceled. I could have done canceled. I'll do canceled now, whatever. And I went back. What's today? The 4th. I went back. I said I went 64. And what did I do? I don't know. 64 to 180. I can't even remember. But just pick a window. There's no right or wrong answer here. So right now I've got 190. I went detached. And then I want not new construction. And I must have done a different window here because I have 102, but whatever. And then if you want to go by price range, any other things, it's totally up to what you want to do there. I didn't limit it by price range because in my market, I can get an institutional offer for pretty much any property in my market, because the institutional offers will go up to 2.5 million, and there's been like one transaction north of that in 18 months of like a residential property. So I'm good to go there, but you can play with any of the other filtering. You can pull multifamily. You can pull, I don't know how it would handle vacant land. I wouldn't try make vacant land, but as long as the export, okay, as long as the data you're exporting has street address, city, state, and zip, you can then use the import lead function. Today, I'm doing for expireds. Last week, we did 2 examples and tutorials of how you can use, for example, Remine to pull a circle prospecting list or create your own targeted audience of potential sellers for if you have a specific retail buyer. We did an example with Stephanie where she was looking for a property for clients who wanted to be in a very specific elementary school, not even just the school district. They wanted to be in a specific elementary school and they wanted a pool. And we went and pulled that data, and then she could, I think we imported it, and she could use the tool to tap to text, email, and call, and even direct mail, which I meant to have that set up for today. I was going to create a direct mail mailing list for the expireds, but I'll just put them on the owner occupant list and we'll send them a letter one way or the other. So does that help? Any points of clarification on the filtering? I mean, there's really no right or wrong answer. I did edit the data, the export data a little bit, because if there are properties that were input incorrectly, or where the listing agent's trying to be funny or whatever, it won't import. For example, there were 2 expired listings where the listing agent put them in as 2 addresses. They put 95 and 97 street. Well, that's not, you can't Google 95 and 97 street. So they were saying that essentially what they were saying is that they're selling both parcels. Whatever. I just switched it to the actual street address. So it just needs to be clean data, and then we can roll from that point. So I have that already exported. And if I go, in LeadDeck, I go to LeadDeck, okay, LeadDeck right here. And the import function, for whatever reason, Sean picked purple. Purple is imported leads. There's no rhyme or reason to that. It's just that cash or buyers are green, sellers are orange, flippers are blue, and imported leads are purple. So might have to refresh here. So
what kind of count did you have there in your search? Like how many hundreds of?
Oh, I for this I have 100. I pulled 100. There's 100 single family that I'm going to import here, or it's like 102. I think it's 102. And part of it is I wanted to pick 100 because I'm going to turn this into content. I used LeadDeck to reach out to 100 expired listings, and here's what happened. Okay. So I'm going to hit the import function. I'm going to say upload leads CSV, and this is my export. It's just the standard export, which if you're using Bright MLS, the standard export, that's the export function. That's like the cleanest one that has, at least from my experience, that has the address formatted in a way that very quickly and easily can be imported. I'm going to name this Cumberland County SFR. Whoops. SFR expired listings from I'll say 9/25 through 12/25. I don't know. Name it whatever you want. It's just so I have an idea of what that is. I hit validate. This is important. It's saying that all 102 are accurate and valid and good to go. If it's not, it means it will tell you warnings are problematic. And generally speaking, that means the way the address is formatted is incorrect. It's if it doesn't show up on a Google map search, it won't work here. There was another example that I had to clean out of this data. It was a new construction, even though I excluded new construction. It was still a new construction property because they didn't mark it correctly when they input it in. And it was like, it was a street address without a number, lot 28 or something like that. it won't be recognized here. And I didn't want it to be recognized because it was clearly a new construction home that just wasn't, it just wasn't assigned accurately in there. So right now I've got 102. This will use 102 credits because it's going to skip trace and map over data for 102 so that I can then switch over to my phone and get to work on tapping to text and to call and to email. So I'm going to start that import. And while that import happens, I did want to, at some point, and maybe for most of it, I'm going to screen share my phone, but I forgot to get my little adapter that I need. So, right, hold on. I got to go. Oh, no, this one. I have it here. I just need my little adapter to do that. So that is processing. You can see the work that it's going through. While that's processing, I'm going to go to my profile and make sure that my pre-populated script that will populate when I text or when I tap to text and tap to email is what I want it to be. There is a scripting just for imported leads. So we've got, this is seller leads that you collect through the tool. This is buyer leads that you collect. This is Flipper. You can edit each and every one of those individually. So the subject line for my import outreach is going to be RE. Wait a minute. Sean, note, we're gonna have to add the rest of that here. It's missing some of the required fields. The required fields are there. They're just not in the they're not showing as the preview here. They will still work. They're just not showing. So I'm going to say RE. You know what? I'm just going to say RE street address. I'm not even going to put their name because I could be reaching out to husband, wife, whatever. I'm just going to leave it at that. And the email message is, are you still accepting offers for your property at, and I will put in the first name here. Now there's two approaches I could do for this. And what I might actually do is split test. I might do 50 and 50 just to see. This is more direct. Are you still accepting offers? I could start with an even softer engagement, two-step sort of message, which is, do you still own the property at street address? I'm going to go, I would rather get fewer that just that say that they're accepting in this case, but just know that if you use that, you will get more replies. You just may have to sift and sort through more of those. Okay.
When you combine the two, Josh? Do you still own
yeah.
the property at, and are you still accepting offers?
Yeah. Do you still own the property at street address? Question mark. Still accepting offers on it? Question mark. That could be another. I'm gonna, at least for the first 50, I'm going with this. And then I'll decide at that point, I'll use that data of the first 50 to determine, do I want to try something different or keep rolling with it?
Josh, it's for your property, not you property.
Thank you. I would have forgotten to read that out loud, and then I would have realized like 8 of them in, because it happens often. The lesson in that is whenever and wherever possible, read your messages out loud before you hit send. Like when you read them out loud, you usually find the mistakes more readily than if you're just, moving fast, which I often do. So the email is set, the text is set. Now I do not have in here my signature file because I have it saved on my phone already. If you don't have a saved signature on your phone, when you're tapping to email, you could put that in here. I just already have it here. So my point is, it wouldn't just say this, okay? It won't just say this without any other contacts, name, etc. you'll see what an example of this looks like when I get to tapping away. Anytime we edit these scripts, we got to go down here, save all scripts, and we're good to go. So let me see if these are, did these finish importing? Let's see here. Oh, wait. I think the purple are at the bottom. Yep, there we go. 97. So for whatever reason, 5 of them didn't import. I don't care. Doesn't matter. I'll figure out which 5, but it's not all that important. I can bring them up here. Okay, I can bring them up here, and then I'm gonna have it in tandem. So I'm gonna do a little bit where I'm showing my screen here, and I'm tapping away on here, and then at some point I'll screen mirror so you can actually see what it looks like on my phone. I'll explain why I'm going to do both as I go through as well. So I'm logging into LeadDeck on my phone, which we don't have. There isn't a phone app, like there isn't an Apple or Google Store app for it. It's web based, so you just log in from your preferred web browser. If you like, I have an iPhone, so I just use Safari because it's native, but you can use Google Chrome, or I don't know if there are other ones. I'm sure there are, but I don't use any of those. And so on the phone here, I'll stop my screen share for a second. On the phone, so if I log it, here, let me start at the dashboard. So if I'm at the dashboard and I hit Deal Deck, okay, blue, and then I hit imported leads, there are my 97. Okay, there are my 97. Now, there is a problem. There is a problem with expired listings, which is what? They might have relisted. They might have sold, because MLS data is imperfect, just like any data is imperfect. Our way of at least doing everything we can to proactively solve that problem is that when you go and click on one of the leads, you can tap AI search, and it will go out and see, to the best of its ability, what's going on with this property. Conflicting across sources. So what does this mean? One says it's pending. One says not currently listed. So in that case, what I'm going to do is I've still got Bright open here. Oh, I don't. For some reason, I don't know. Every once in a while, I don't know why it does it. Where it'll just, if I'm not in an incognito, it just shows blank. But if I go incognito, it shows whatever. Who knows? I'm going to pop this one in and see. I think I actually know what's going on with this one now that I think about it. 265 Old Stone House. See, it is showing as pending. It's showing pending. Well, I'm going to skip it. Okay, so I'm going to mark this one as checked, and we're going to go to the next one, and we'll AI search the next one. What is going on with this one? Here we go. Not currently listed. Last confirmed sale. I think we're good to go on this one. So it says not currently listed. Last confirmed sale was 2016. So if I really wanted to double check, I could go and pull it into, I could double check it on my MLS again. What was that address? Oh, look at all this. It's got all this other stuff for additional notes. 140 State Road. So we'll see what it says here. 140 State Road. And it's not listed. So I'm going to, I've got it up here. And I've got 5 phone numbers. 4 out of the 5 are DNC'd. There's a landline that's 4th position. What do I know about those? They are very, very likely disconnected numbers, but I'll try it.
Hello.
Disconnected. Who cares? I've got emails. I've got 3 of them. One's a Gmail. Let's see here. Hold on. Didn't I update it? Let me see here. Yeah, there we go. Although it's still popping in the "Do you still own the property" ad? But you know what? Maybe that's the universe telling me I should use that one instead, since I've been talking about that one. So I'm going to send those off, and then I can send mailer. So I hit the green send mailer. Try again. Never fails. Murphy's Law. I don't know if it's on a delay. Let me see here. Well, the mailer doesn't want to open for me, so I'm going to keep it moving along. I'm going to go back here to the third one. Go back here. And we're going to AI search. Oh, you know what? I know this one. This one is actively listed for sure. I thought I removed that one from the list. They had temporarily withdrawn it. Okay. According to this, it's not actively listed for sale and was last sold in August of 2019. So I'm going to go to 85 West Yellow Breaches. Oh, I got a lot of phone numbers here. And I've got a mobile number. So I'm tapping to text it. And I'm going to tap to call it. It's not on the DNC. Well, it looks like it's a bad number. It's disconnected. And the rest of the numbers are DNC'd. But I can tap to email them. And I can tell, just kind of eyeballing these. I mean, do net zero emails exist anymore? Are we still doing netzero.com? Is that still a working email? Netzero.net, better yet. I don't think those are working emails. I'm going to go ahead and skip those.
I go to the Gmail first.
Yeah, totally. I mean, if there's a Gmail, and I would say even Hotmail and Yahoo, if it's their name at those, like my wife still uses a Yahoo email, even though I've been mocking her for years, but she still uses it. So to each their own. Here's what I'm going to do now. I'm going to switch to this. I'm going to screen mirror what this looks like on the phone, so you can see a little bit more detail for that. So I'm going to stop this share, and I'm going to share advanced. Okay. So I'm going to AI search this one. The AI search works on the laptop or on the phone. I was just doing it on there. So it's currently searching, which you can see, and then the listing notes added. Not currently listed, confirmed off market, recent sales history. It looks like it sold in 2022. And what is this? It looks like it's an interesting street view of it. So and we've got some appearing to be good working. And look, it's a blue text. So that means it's an iPhone.
Your call has been forwarded to voicemail. The person you're trying to reach is not available. At the tone, Please record your message. When you have finished recording, you may hang up.
Michael, hey, this is Josh Shanley with eXp Realty. I was calling you about the property at 95 Pleasant Grove Road. I was curious if you still own it and if you were still open to or accepting offers on it. If you could let me know either way, I would greatly appreciate it. I did send you a text as well, and this is my personal cell phone. Thanks a lot. So I called and texted the primary number. The secondary number is also a blue text. So is the third one. Try them all. And why does it do that? For some reason, when I call and then hang up, it like freezes the share. Freezes the share somewhat for some reason. So this one is a Gmail. The other ones, I would say, are unlikely. Although his name is Michael Kennedy. This one might be. Rediff Mail? I don't know. Oh, I never showed. Well, you could see briefly in there. We'll get to another one where my my signature file is pre-populated. I'm gonna have to get with Sean. For some reason, my send mailer button doesn't want to cooperate with me right now. So I have to get with Sean with what's going on with that. Okay, next one. AI searching it. AI searching it. I think there was a question in the chat, so let me look at that. I had an earthlink.net email this morning and it was the listing agent. Oh boy, what are we doing? What are we doing? Currently listed for sale as active. Well, and I know Mike, so we're not gonna reach out to that one. I know Mike. I mean, whether or not I know Mike, I'm not going to solicit it, a currently listed property either way, but I know Mike. Not currently listed. No listing agent. Last sold in 2022. Okay. There's one email. Watch this. So tap. You can see there's where my saved signature file from my phone is. And there's only one email, so I'm going to tap the purple Enhance Skip Trace button. Uh-oh, insufficient credits. Oh, I'm negative 161. All right, hold on. This is embarrassing. I'm in debt to LeadDeck. So hold on. Let me add some credits to my account so that we can keep.
I'd gift you some if you need.
You know what? I wonder if that. I wonder if that is why my tap to mail isn't working. Although I don't know why that would be. So let me just get that fixed real quick. Let's see here. Add 200. Okay, let's go back. Stop the share. Let me refresh. And let's share that again. I want to show what that looks like when we.
Hey, Josh.
There we go. So here's what, when I tap the purple Enhance Skip Trace, we'll see what happens. Go ahead, James.
So I've got like a list of 480 expires just in this area. I was looking. Does it run the skip trace on all of them, or will it?
Yeah, you should clean it before you import it. You should clean it before you import it. Or get more strategic around, like, there's lots of ways you could whittle it down, but I would think in buckets of 100. So get it down to 100 either by a price bracket or a property type or something, and start with that, because when it imports, if it matches, that's a credit. Yep.
That's all. Okay.
Yep.
Thanks for confirming that.
You bet.
Or split your spreadsheet into, buckets of 100.
Good idea.
So there's still no, oops, I'm going to screen share now. So this one, I enhanced it And unfortunately, we didn't get much from that. So I'm just going to pull it up. I'm on 22 Stallion here. And for whatever reason, it's saying there's a phone number there and there's not. So I'm going to try something. I'm going to look, if we're doing the work and we want to get a hold of the people and we want to know yes or no, I'm going to try another manual skip tracing method to see if for some reason there's other data available. Yep, that's the same Gmail. And there's no phone numbers. Interesting. Well, I'm gonna go a step farther yet, and I'm gonna pull it up in Remine because I want to see, is it absentee owned or is it owner occupant? Which, you know what, I think I can see in, now that I think about it, the mailing address is the same, so it's owner occupied. I don't know why it does say it right there. It'll tell you what the mailing address, right? So that's where the taxes are being mailed. So at least according to this, it is owner occupant. So now there is another name here. There's another name with it. There's another name on title, but whatever. I'm going to once I get figured out. This is what the mailer looks like. I'm going to choose the list, owner occupant list, and I'm going to add, and now a mailer will go out. And there's one or two more that I got to add too. Not that one. That one's listed. That one. I'm going to send that mailer. And this one's, I know this one's non-owner occupied. Oh, it looks like it's a little lag is what's happening. Well, I can go back and add those. I'll get to the bottom of what's going on with that with Sean. With that, and Richard said negative credits means too many demos and so forth. Too many demos and training sessions. That's right. Okay, so I'm on the next one here, and I'm going to tap the AI search on that one. I'm doing this for a couple of reasons, if I'm being honest. And one of which is to illustrate a point I was making yesterday, which is whatever audience or pillar of business you're pursuing, it's hard. Like, it's going to be hard one way or the other. So let's choose our hard. Choose our hard and own the fact that what makes it hard is what also will impact the amount of compensation you earn. And I say that because we're 34 minutes in and I'm on lead number 8. Now I did some stuff at the beginning and so forth. And when I'm narrating, I'm not able to move quite as fast as if I'm not. But okay, so the first phone number on this one was a green text and a seemingly disconnected phone, but the second number was a mobile phone. I'm sorry, was an iPhone because it's a blue text. And it is ringing. And it does look like, yeah, it is.
Hey, Josh.
Hold on, David. Just after the voicemail, in case he picks up. Yeah, hi, I'm trying to reach Surinder about the property at 3 Rycroft Drive. I'm not sure if you may know him or have some tied to him. This number was showing up as one of his phone numbers. But if you could pass along my information, this is Josh Shanley with eXp Realty, and the number I reached you at, which I did text you as well, is my personal cell phone. Thanks. Go ahead, David.
I was going to give you some feedback on the scripts.
Please.
Yeah. Last couple of days, I've been using the one, are you still accepting offers? And so I did 35 expireds and I got 3 yeses. One was the property was, relisted, talked to my agent, but the other 2, actually I got 4. The other 2 were yes, they're interested in an offer. So I'm working on getting get that stuff sent back to them. Then this morning I did 20 that were, do you still own the property? And I got 0 responses.
Really?
Not one. Not yet anyway. So I did those right before the 8:30 thing. I didn't get a single yes. And that's, I was averaging about 1 of every 10 or so that I was putting out with the, are you still accepting offers? And so I did get 4,
So you got
yeses.
4, you got 4 out of 30,
5 or
just under
6 or
40.
7, maybe let's say 4 out of 40. Let's say 1 out of every 10.
1 out of every 10.
Yeah, roughly.
Yeah.
Today I sent 20 before the Closer Cafe, and have yet. And I'll be honest with you, I'm not calling them because it was early, but I did send, and I didn't do much of that on the other 4 I got. It was more email. I think they responded to the text more so than anything else than I've gotten so far.
That's great feedback. Oh, by the way, if you're in the Zoom room here, you're watching on a live stream, whatever, I have an expired listing scripts book that is a work in progress, but I'm happy to share it. And David actually inspired me to organize it in a better fashion because he texted me Saturday morning and said, I just exported some expireds and I'm going to start working them. What do you got on that? Or what is the script that you would?
It's the first one with offers. Yeah. The one about offers.
So here, I'm going to drop that in the chat. And if you're watching live, you can comment or you can DM me on Facebook or Instagram, or you can even text me. My number is on the screen, and I will be more than happy to send you the this scripts book, and I will highlight which one, at least in David's instance. Now, bravo to David, because he did the work to get enough data, actually like in real life feedback, to know, at least in his case, for now, this offer, the direct, what I call the one-step script, the direct one, worked better. He's 0 for 20 on the 2-step, but he's about 10% of positive on the more direct 1-step, which is what I thought I was sending, but then my profile is pre-populating a different script. So let me double check something here.
And this is for expires, right?
We're working expireds, Terrell. Yep.
Yeah, so the still accepting offers actually makes sense, but if
correct,
it's not listed, it doesn't make that much sense.
Right. If you ask just an off-market seller, are you still accepting offers? If you ask enough, some of them will be like, I'm not sure what you mean, but maybe, because I know that because that was CJ has actually had success with that. And I actually have 5 properties I'm listing thanks to that. But I would not recommend that. Like he was doing it more out of accident than on purpose. But this audience, it makes sense because at some point, at some point they told the world that they were accepting offers. So
right. Because I can see, I mean, like we have a lot of, supposedly public information ads now about protect your title. People are, stealing title. And for seniors particularly, that would be like, well, have a reaction of, no.
Right.
So just saying.
Yep. No, it's a good call. It's a good call. Somebody else was trying to say something there too.
I was talking over her, but I was saying the same thing that actually makes sense. Because if I got an out of the blue text that just says, do you own the property? I'm like, who the hell are you? And hit delete versus if it said, are you still accepting offers? I would know what you're talking about.
Totally. That's a great point. That's a great point. And you know what? We don't figure this stuff out unless we try. So kudos to David. And I'm going to pivot right here and now. If you saw, I switched my scripting because of that.
Josh, you think I should go back to those 20 and and put in the offers?
I wouldn't immediately.
All right.
I would. So that you sent those today?
I sent them this morning. Yeah.
I would send them tomorrow morning, Friday morning. I wouldn't immediately. Although
right.
If you wanted to do it immediately, here's what I would do. I would, because it won't take long for you to manually do this. I would literally just write asking because I'm curious if you're still accepting offers on it, ? And you could just literally just that exact, it doesn't need to have the personalization, et cetera, because the first message had the personalization, and you could just basically add that message to all of the texts that you already sent. If you wanted to do it immediately, that's how I would approach it.
Then I would go into the scripting and change the text to start with, right?
No. I'm saying for the 20 that you sent, I want you to manually go to your text messages, and I want you to add.
Okay.
Are you? I'm asking because I'm curious.
If you're still accepting.
Curious if you're still accepting all, and then I would literally just copy and paste that message in a minute. You can just go to those 20 in your phone on the text message and just boom, 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 and that way they have the full like logic as to why you're asking. Because Stuart, you're 100% right. That seems like it could be a scam on some level. Now, I still think that works depending on the audience and their relationship, etc. Like there's still merit to using that depending on the situation and the scenario. It's just that this particular audience has already told the world at some point in the recent past that they were considering selling. So why not sort of piggyback off of that? So this one, the AI search was inconclusive, meaning it made it seem like it was still actively listed, but I then double checked and it wasn't. So it was expired. So I just went ahead and ran with it. So I'm more than 10% of the way there. This one is not currently listed. And it looks like we have a working non-DNC'd mobile number and a working non-DNC'd landline, but we'll see. It's not a local. The landline is local, but the phone number is not. If you joined late, this is just an experiment for me. I'm not like expireds isn't something that I'm like all in and committed to. This is literally just an experiment and a way for me to demonstrate one of the many values and use cases for LeadDeck. Let's see here. So I had 2 phone numbers, no email. So I'm going to tap the purple button and see if we can get some enhanced data on it. For whatever reason, it's taken a bit.
Did you post the link for that script, Doc?
Oh,
I'm not
shoot.
seeing it.
You're right. You're right. Thank you for the reminder. Hold on. I started to pull it up and then I never posted it. What? I don't even know. Where's the window that has it? There it is. There. And if
There's that one I've already printed out.
Stuart's now. I love it. The self-deprecation. Okay, the link is in the chat if you're in the Zoom room, and if you want it and you're not in there, you can DM me on Instagram or Facebook, or my phone number is on the screen here, right there. You can text me, 717-571-0456. So I tapped to enhance this one, and it says already enhanced. And maybe I'll talk to Sean about this. It didn't append any info, so I wasn't charged anything for it. If it finds more data, then you're charged a credit. But the only thing that came back was the same 2 phone numbers that I already have and no email addresses. So I wasn't charged a credit. but no harm, no foul. I'm AI searching the next one here in Carlisle. Let's see what we got here. It says not actively listed. It was listed for 264 days and has been off market since September. Got some DNC'd phone numbers. So switch to, are you still accepting offers? Comcast.net is that email, which in my market, yeah, I had a Comcast.net email until not that long ago. So I do see those are still pretty active. And there also is a Gmail. So I'm sending all of those. And I will definitely send, I'll definitely add them to the direct mail drop as well. As soon as I get that figured out, what the little bug with that is. Okay, another one not currently listed. I've got, I'm going to try this landline. The first two mobile numbers are DNC'd. No good there. Now, I'm not going to get into an argument here, and I'm not going to, I'm not making a recommendation. I'm just going to point out that there is case law that theoretically would justify calling or texting these on the DNC, given the fact that we're not offering a service, we're offering to bring them a buyer. So we're asking if they're accepting offers, and we can bring them an offer from QuickBuy, Zoomkasa, Zoodealio, Homeward, or whoever else you may have in your market. For me, it would be more likely QuickBuy or Zoomkasa. There is case law that would theoretically say that. I'm not an attorney. I don't play one on the internet. I'm not even a real estate broker. I'm a licensed agent. So like, take that for what it's worth. I'm just throwing it out there. Although for me, I'm skipping them here and now. That last one, definitely had the right email. First name, last name at Gmail. That email is going through. And, oh, you know what? You know what I need to add? Boy. See, when you do this stuff, you think of things. So normally in the email script, I have, please let me know either way. Why that is important, in my opinion and experience, is that phrase is a signal to Gmail, and they will send you a reminder. It's either 3 or 5 days after that email is sent. They will send you a reminder, because if the person hasn't replied, and that means A, it's a good working email address, and B, I'm going to edit it as I'm talking about this. And it gives you an opportunity to ask again to close the loop, so you can get an answer. All we're looking for is an answer. Are you still accepting offers? Would you still consider selling? Would you consider selling? Have you had any thoughts of selling? Are you open to an offer? Whatever it is. If you could, please let me know either way. Boom. Save scripts. And back at it we go. Okay. First number, mobile, DNC'd. Second number, mobile, not DNC'd. And a local number, but it might not be a working number. Call failed. But I'll show you here. I'll share my phone again. I can tap. I forgot to hit refresh. So let me refresh here, and then I'll tap. And it'll have the please let me know either way. There you go. If you could, please let me know either way. And let's go to the next one. So generally speaking, from our experience, in a 60 to 75 minute time block, 15 to 20, 25 contacts. Like I would be several contacts ahead if I wasn't narrating and taking the time to share things and so forth. I would be into the 20s by now. So if you're just, just plugging away, this one is showing as actively listed, but it says last updated on January 30th. So I am going to just take a minute to double check. No, I already went to that one. I'm going to take a minute to double check directly in my MLS what's going on with this one. So it is actively listed. So I'm going to mark that one as check and next. Let's do the AI search on this one. And not currently listed. Sold in 2023. So it sold fairly recently, which is interesting. Two non-local phone numbers. Call failed. That's a blue text. That's encouraging. New Hampshire. The phone sharing doesn't want to cooperate right now. Yeah, hi. I was trying to reach Bishnu. No? Is this well, I was trying to reach him about 136 Greyhawk Way. Do you have any knowledge of that or know him? Do you have a number for Bishnu? You don't. Okay. Thank you. Two phone numbers, no emails, so I'm going to enhance it. No enhancement available, so I wasn't charged. Onward and upward. This one's showing as actively listed for sale. Wow, I'm listed for over a year. 3255 Longview. I'm going to just double check it. You never know. Once again, this is simply an experiment. See, it's showing as expired. So what's going on there? Showing as expired. So I'm going to go ahead and give her a whirl. This is an experiment. This is just me documenting, reaching out to 100 expireds in LeadDeck. And it's going to take me more than just our time today to reach out to 100, obviously. And some of what comes from this won't happen live because I have found time and again, oh no, this guy, Franklin Gaines. Oh, I know this guy. Oh, this guy's been in my bold trail for years. He's like, I just envision him like, I'm trying to think of what movie it is, but there's a character in a movie that I envision him. He's just like, he likes to send people on wild goose chases. That's what I envision Franklin to be, but whatever. Doesn't harm to tap to email him. All right, it's 1920 Summit Way. I know this property. One phone number, Juan Rodriguez. All right, not currently listed. 1290. There's only one phone number, so I'm going to try and enhance it. All right. Well, we got a bunch more phone numbers. So when the data is enhanced, it will add the purple SS, which means Skip Sherpa is the enhanced skip tracing service that we use, and that's the enhanced data. So there is a phone number that is a mobile number that is not on the DNC, but it looks like maybe is not a working number, but I'll give it a call. Nope, not a working number. Doggone it. But I did get back a couple of working, or what appear to be working, legitimate emails. So I'm going to send those and keep plugging away. AI
Do you have an
searching.
email or the first one that's supposed to be the higher priority is just some funky looking, address, and then 2 or 3 down looks more like his name? Will you send it to that first one, or you just skip on down to the one that,
I still send
that
it
looks
because there's a reason why it's being prioritized, and it doesn't mean that it's correct, but I still send it because you never know. It costs nothing, and there's very little downside, and the upside is worth it. But if you're seeing one later in there that is, stuarteball@gmail.com, it's probably more likely that one. But there's a reason why that one's showing in first position and as the likely best one, because it does rank them. And I don't know what that logic is or what algorithm is used for that, but there is a rhyme or reason to it. So I typically send to all unless it's very, very obviously, like if it's a bunch of gobbledygook at, netzero.net, then I skip it.
The person you're trying to reach is not available. At the tone, please record your message. When you have finished recording, you may hang up.
Venkat, this is Josh with eXp Realty. I was calling you about 133 Cooper's Hawk Drive. I was curious if you're still accepting offers on the property. Looks like you had tried to sell it at some point last year. If you could let me know either way, please. I did text you as well. This is my personal cell phone, and I'd greatly appreciate it. David, if you're still listening, I just want to confirm your numbers. You only texted to or tapped to text and email, and you got a 10% on the direct.
On the first, let's say 40.
And that was on Saturday? Like, did you actually do that work on Saturday, or was it just kind of over? Started on Monday.
So Monday throughout the day. I still was, one of the things I was struggling with is when I finished one, and I went back, I didn't realize there was a little button right below to go to the next one in line.
Oh, yeah. Here,
let me all the way back and scroll down through. And so that took me, I don't remember exactly. It was yesterday at some point. I realized there was an error.
So that was one of my first enhancements that I requested for Sean. I mean, this is like in November. I'm using the thing and I'm like, it's kind of annoying that I got to hit back and then pick the next one. So at the top and bottom, if you're in a deck, at the top and bottom, it'll tell you where you're at in the deck, and that is where you can toggle forward and or backward. Yep. Good call, though.
I sent it to Josh before, but maybe you have more influence, where if you delete a lead, it kicks you out of that deck completely, and you got to go back into the deck completely.
Deleted leads. Got it. Yeah. Hi, I'm trying to reach Venkat. I was curious. It looks like at some point he was trying to sell 133 Cooper's Hawk Drive, and I'm just curious if he's still accepting offers on it. I did call and text another number. I'm not sure which one is the right one, but if you could pass along the info and have him confirm either way, I would greatly appreciate it. And this is my direct cell phone. Thanks so much. I'll make a note and remind Sean. There was a window of time from like late Thursday through Sunday where we couldn't make any updates or upgrades, and he was also traveling. And so he kind of got behind on a couple of things. So it may still be on his list, but I'll remind him, because I'm going to have to tell him that there seems to be a little bug with the send mailer function currently as well. So I'll put a bug in his ear on that.
Yeah, thanks. Sometime I'll come across it, that I know is an agent, a friend of mine, and I'll just go ahead and delete it out.
Yeah. Yep. All right. This is currently listed for sale, it says. I'm gonna trust but verify. So I'm gonna take a second here, because if I'm doing the work, we might as well just make sure that we don't skip one that could be worth. Yep. Well, that one's right. That one is listed. So I am now on number 20. 7, right? Oh, I know this one. Oh my goodness. This is Sunkulp? Come on, Sunkulp. I know this guy. What do we got going on here? All right. This guy. So his first number is on the DNC, but I think he's in my CRM. So I'm going to double check. And if he is, then I'm going to get a little risque. Yep, it's the 908 number, so I'm going to call him.
Oh, didn't realize I was unmuted.
All good. Sunkulp, this is Josh with eXp Realty. I think we've chatted a couple of times in the past, but I'm curious, are you still accepting offers on 107 Wright Ave? And if you could, let me know either way. I'm going to shoot you a text as well. If easier, just feel free to reply to that. Oh, look at this. I have previous communication. Just left you a voicemail, period. Was just curious if you're still accepting offers on 107 Wright Ave. Question mark.
There's a couple corrections on your document, Josh, when you want me to pass
Yeah.
it on to you.
Yeah, what do we got? I probably didn't follow my own rule of forgetting to read them before.
Version 1 and version 2, because I'm guessing you probably just copied and pasted, but the intro line under the phone.
On
so,
1 or
hey,
2? On 1 or 2?
Both, actually.
Okay.
It says, this is Josh.
Oh, with your phone. Jeez, what in the heck? Good find. This is specifically if you're using LeadDeck. These are the merge fields in LeadDeck for your name and your company, which you can edit under profile. So if you go profile up at the top, the account, that's where you can edit your name and your company name, and that is the merge field. And part of the reason we added the company name function is I didn't want anyone to erroneously copy and paste in, hi, first name, and then, this is Josh from eXp Realty. I wanted to make sure that everybody got that as it should be. All right, so I need to tap to email this one. And I see that I have a bunch of undelivered emails. It's okay. Not a big deal. I've got, you know,
And you hit your 500.
until you hit your 500. Don't hit 500. With a free Gmail account, meaning you're not paying for the Gmail or the Google Workspace, your limit of sends per day is 500. And if you hit that, you'll just get, well, I don't know what error you get, Mark. You know what error. It's just an error that says you've hit your limit for the day, or what is it?
Yeah, you get a mail not delivered, and then if you open it, it says that you reach your maximum number for 24 hours.
I never thought to proactively address that because I never thought anyone would hit it. But Mark said he was just tapping away Sunday night into Monday, and before you know it, he had hit the number. What are you going to do? So there's a couple of workarounds for that. And also, if I'm being honest, I don't think most of you will hit that limit. This email is a good
If there
one.
were 3 email addresses, I was
Alternating.
emailing all 3.
Yeah.
So I wasn't doing the one I thought was the best.
Right, but that still means you reached out to more than 100 contacts in that window.
Oh yeah.
Because even 100 times 3 is 300.
Right.
My point is that's an anomaly as far as our users, our typical user volume. Like for most, I recommend let's set a goal of collecting and contacting 100 leads a week, which in that case you'd get nowhere near that limit. And I'm not in no way, shape, or form am I trying to discourage Mark. I'm just saying what is our normal sort of prescription.
So is Mark saying, just to clarify, that you send to every email that's on there, or just the first one or the one that looks to be the good one? Kind of follow.
At the beginning, I was sending it to all of them. If there were 5 emails showed up, I sent it to all of them. So now I'm being more selective, trying to stick with the Gmails and the Yahoo and Hotmails.
To be clear, I do think if it's very obvious in looking at it that it's not good, you can probably skip it. And I would say more than 50% of the time, it's pretty obvious what the good email is. But one of the only ways you'll get to that point is to do enough volume where you have that pattern recognition with it, right? So like it just so happens that Mark did enough volume in a 24-hour period for him to realize, oh, okay, I can probably use what I've learned in these past 24 hours to be a little bit more strategic moving forward. So here's a good lesson with this. Sometimes AI is saying they're actively listed and they're not. Like I've gotten at least 3. So if it says actively listed, I would verify, just do a quick check. And because this is one that I would love to sell, and it, according to me checking the website, it is not actively listed. Is bellsouth.com or bellsouth.net, is that still is that a working email?
It is in the South.
There you go. Okay.
A lot of people have that.
Okay. All right. Let's how this one snuck in. This looks like a new construction that snuck in here. Let's see what's going on with this one. So I'm almost at 25. So when I hit 25, which is a quarter of a way to the 100, I'm going to wrap it up, come in for a landing here. And then I am going to complete the loop here. And then I will report back on what happened with what ended up being 97 that got imported. All right, this is given the current date. This is delisted. I'm gonna Google. You know what? I'm not gonna care. I'm just gonna go ahead and tap away here. David, another question, if you're still here, was or were all of your responses by text, or have you gotten any email, or even are you
Everyone
tapping
was by
to email?
text. All are by text.
All are by text, but you are emailing?
Yes. Oh, yeah. That's the easiest one because I mean it's a click, right? And there's really so is the text, I should say, but some of those are DNCs, and so I did not mess with those at all. Although I'm considering going back and saying screw it and doing it just because that's a good number, and I'm making an offer, not selling anything. So I don't know. We'll see.
So I'm actually going to stop here and circle on a couple of things. Number one, my guy Franklin already replied. Here's what I was thinking of him as Leonardo DiCaprio in Catch Me If You Can, because I feel like Franklin. I feel like I'm Tom Hanks and Franklin's Leonardo. He's just been like making me try and chase him down for literally years, and I think now multiple properties. Like I don't even think this is the first property that I feel like I've been playing Catch Me If You Can with Franklin. So he says, I don't need to sell. I will only accept offers if at least 679. I'm going to pull the institutional offers, and I don't care how much fees. If there's any in there that say 679, I am like, I'm not giving up. I'm not giving up, which is kind of dumb, and it's just me being competitive, but whatever. Anyway, I want to circle. I want to come in for a landing on a couple of things. Number one, David has already gotten to enough volume and has tested 2 different paths to know, let's see what happens if I do path number 1 on 100. And not just what happens in the immediate, but what happens over a week's time. Because what I have found is it's not like a massive number, but you will get people that reply by text or call or by email days or even weeks later. So we have the immediate response or reply rate, and then we have the longer term. But he's already established effectively, now it's still a small sample size, but we're not talking, it's not 1 out of 10, it's 4 out of 40, where we got a reply and we got a positive reply. So let's see what happens on 100, and then let's see what happens on 400 or 500. Because if that math holds, then it just becomes a math game. And David determining next, how many of the yeses, how many of the 10% do I need to get a closed transaction? And then now he has predictable math that he can use as a pillar of business, or maybe the pillar, like his main pillar of business, maybe. But until we get to that, it's hard to know, right? Like until you actually put in enough work and volume to know what that is, you're just kind of guessing. Because I can tell you best practices and share what's working for me, but as much as I, on some level, loathe when I hear you don't understand, my market's different, the reality is real estate is different. I mean, even my school district versus the school district that we are next to, things are different in those. So kudos to David for doing enough volume to be able to say in real time, in real life, IRL, I did 40 of these and I did 20 of these. This got me 10%. This got me 0. So now he knows for him, let's do the thing that gets 10%. I got a yes. What's the offer? I got too many windows open. Where the heck is the window that I want? There it is. So I will put together some preliminary numbers and get back to you this afternoon. Period. Does that work? Question mark. So I'm going to pull up what are the preliminary cash offers. And I will use that as a way of delivering what he wants, which is an offer. knowing full well that we are very likely going to need to pivot, because I know his community, I know his, I know enough to know that we're likely going to pivot, because it's a newer home. 2019. I'm actually shocked that it's even that old. I thought it was newer than 2019. But whatever. It's a newer home. It's not going to need updates or upgrades, etc. But I can at least get my foot in the door, and I don't know. I'll probably use, I'm not sure which of these I will use as my starting point, but this at least gives me something to work off of. And I will share the best preliminary cash offer option I have for you is X. That said, in looking at the property a little bit closer, I think we could probably get you Y, but we'd have to look at another, going another route, and we'll see what happens with that one. The good news is, for me anyway, is if or when I do get one or even multiple offers on the expired listing that I mentioned earlier, the one that they tried to sell last year. And this is one, I've told this story a couple of times now. I was competing and they chose me because I had an actual plan and an idea of who the ideal buyer was for them. If we get those offers, you better believe I'm going to use those as a story with him to paint the picture of why we can help. And I'll even show this property was expired last year. They were asking for this. We now relisted it and we made this happen for them, blah, blah, blah. So at least I got a yes. I got one yes from 24. Now, technically it wasn't like, it was more like 20 or 18 because some of them were relisted or whatever, but still got something. And I wish David had piped in or chimed in sooner, because I sent 8 or 9 of the one that didn't work for David. But nonetheless, he did share. So thank you for that. A couple of things for those who might be interested. Number one, if you want this expired listing scripts book, you can text me at this number here, or you can DM me on Facebook or Instagram, and I'll be happy to share that with you. That's number one. Number two, if you would like our help to build out a plan specifically personalized to you in your market based upon the number of transactions and or listings you want to take on a monthly basis, go to LeadDeck.ai/plan. LeadDeck.ai/plan. And if you want to check out the replay of this session and or past sessions of these 11 a.m. Wednesday sessions, if you go to LeadDeck.ai/sprints, this is last week's. And as soon as this one is rendered and available, we'll have next week's. And then lastly, for those who may be interested in we are doing a live LeadDeck demo and Q&A. So it's just, there's nothing for sale. We're just going to demo and show the last 80 minutes. I was showing one way you can use it. You can import data, expired listings, for example, and then reach out with the tool, but we'll show and share other use cases or examples. I will drop that in the chat. If you are watching the live stream, this, I'm going to ask you to text me if you want the link for this demo, because it's timely, or you can go to LeadDeck.ai/ask to check out the replay of last Friday's and B, sharing your feedback. Tomorrow morning, I'm going to build out personalized plan for several folks, which again, you can request us build you a personalized plan at LeadDeck.ai/plan. I have 4 or 5 that we're going to build out a personalized plan for building a pipeline of senior owners who may need your help and service in transitioning, downsizing, right sizing, relocating, whatever that may look like.
Are you going to do all of those tomorrow in the morning, Josh?
Well, that's the goal. We'll see how many I get through, and any that I need to do them anyway because I have a growing list. Even since first mentioning it on the Closers Cafe, I've had several more requests come in. So I have a growing list of them that I have to get done, or at least I'm promising to get done for everyone within 24 hours or less. So one way or another, I got to do it.
What's the link for that?
To get the personalized plan?
Yeah.
LeadDeck.ai/plan.
Okay.
Yep. I will report back once I've gotten through all 100. We'll take it from there, and I'll see at least some of you tomorrow morning on the Closers Cafe.